Over the past few years, we've certainly been to a lot of e-bike shows here on EMBN, but never a festival. So we're here in Verbier, we've got beautiful trails, beautiful mountains, beautiful food. So it makes complete sense to have a e-bike festival. So what's it all about then? Well, today we're going to find out. So what's it all about? Well, first and foremost, you can actually rent e-bikes to ride some of the amazing trails you find in Verbier and the surrounding area. But there's other things to do as well. You can sample the local gastronomy and culture of this high mountain region. I know a lot of you are going to be thinking, okay, what about the mountain bikes? Well, there's actually more than 30 brands here, and obviously they've all got different sizes, they've got different models, they've got different travel, they've got different motors. So it's a great place to come and maybe, if you've not already bought an e-mountain bike, come and find out which one you want, or if you do actually want one. Or indeed, if you're thinking about buying a new mountain bike, it's the perfect place to come and find out your new bike. A little kid's skid in there. There's loads of other things to do as well. You've got guided events, which range from beginner up to expert. You've got waymarked trails, so you simply pay your money for your e-bike rental and you can go and sample all these trails. So if you think about it, if you've got maybe half an hour, 40 minutes or an hour on each bike, you could maybe like try 30 bikes in a day. Now for some of you who are a bit more athletic and adventurous, there are some events taking place. There's a 33k event, there's a 66k event and a 100k one-day event in the hills. But the big one, and that's the reason why I'm wearing sunglasses, because I'm pretty weary at the minute, is the Tour de Mont Blanc, which is a 3-day race, 350 kilometers, 16,000 meters of climbing and 18,000 meters of descending. It's probably the hardest e-mountain bike race in the world. Here in the e-bike festival, it's all about a huge range of riders. I've seen people from like 12 up to maybe 80 just doing the e-bike rental, which is actually a key part of the festival, right?
It's the most important part of the festival. The objective number one of this event was to put people on e-bikes so that they can understand the revolution that e-biking is. I haven't met one person who tried and who didn't like it. And we believe that this is going to be a revolution again. And why a revolution? It's going to change massively the summer and even spring and autumn season for these mountain destinations. We believe even that it's going to be bigger in a couple of years than the winter season.
Wow!
It's going to complement this very well, enabling those destinations to run not on 4 months a year, but on 8, 9, 10 months a year, and that's a game changer.
Now, traveling with e-mountain bikes is very difficult simply because you cannot take a battery on a plane. I'm joined now by Joel Sibu, who's from Verbier Tourism. Joel, there seems to be a lot of e-bike hire places here in Verbier, plus obviously the festival. It's a great option for people who want to go riding their e-bikes, right? You just simply fly in, come and rent an e-bike out and go and ride some amazing trails.
Yes, it's been now a few years since with the development of the e-bikes that all the shops here have seen that people wanted more e-bikes than conventional bikes, and of course it makes it easier for everyone to just hike up the mountains and yeah.
So here's the big question. Can you actually see a day when maybe e-mountain bikes take over the hills from snowboarding and skiing?
Might be. I don't know if I'm going to see it. We're lucky enough that we are high enough on the mountains so that winters are not so much in danger right now. But I'd say on a long term, why not? And if on a short term we can have as many people in the summer as we have in the winter, then it's all good.
Are you seeing how big is the growth in e-biking in Verbier in this area?
Well, compared to 2-3 years ago, the shops were renting maybe 20% of their bikes were e-bikes, and last year it went over 50%, and this year I guess it's probably 75%.
Now, one of the reasons that thousands of people are flocking here to Verbier E-Bike Festival is actually to rent e-bikes. There's more than 30 brands here which you can try out with all kinds of motors and sizes and shapes and travel. So what you do is you sign on online, you come in here, you check in to these guys, they give you a number, and then you proceed through here, you get your photograph taken, so for ID purposes, and then you move over here and you give the guys a guarantee so you don't run off the bikes. And then finally, you just sign your name on a bit of paper and hand over a massive 15 euros, which you can try any bike for about half an hour. You can ride the trails, you can do anything you want. So what a massive opportunity to come here and try all the bikes out and just basically see which one you want before you buy it. Brilliant. So you've got your e-bike rental, what next? Well, how about taking on some waymarked trails here in the mountains around Verbier? Loads of different levels. You've got easy up to expert level. For example, you've got a 1.2 kilometer with 26 meters of climbing, so really, really beginner level, up to a 40-minute waymarked route, which is 310 meters. So all, as I said, all waymarked, and a great way to go and take your different e-bikes out and compare them one against another. So whereas the waymarked trails are unguided, you come here and you get your e-bike rental and you take it on the hills by yourself. You can alternatively take on a half-day guided trip. Again, different levels. You've got easy, medium and really difficult. 11 kilometers, 15 kilometers or 20 kilometers, and elevation from 480 meters up to 1,000 meters. So those are half-day guided trips. You've also got day-out trips as well. And So the day out trips, unsurprisingly here in the mountains of Verbier, a little bit more challenging. But again, there's something in here for everybody, easy, medium and difficult. I'm looking at the elevations here, 1,200 meters up to, actually that's it, but 1,200 meters climbing in a day. So definitely very doable. Put that into comparison to the Tour de Mont Blanc, that was about 5,000 meters climbing today. But again, like I said, they're guided trips and all you need to do is sign up for them. Now, alternatively, you can sign up for an enduro style event. As you can see, there's 3 different sectors here. So you can actually go out and do a 38k loop, or you can tag onto that and do a 66k loop, or go for the full 100 kilometers. It's not quite Tour de Mont Blanc level in terms of the altitude. We've got 658 meters for the first section, 1,195 meters for the second, and 1,100 meters for the third, but still a considerable day out. So to get involved with this, you've actually got to sign up before coming to the festival. But yeah, that's quite a tasty few routes there up in the mountains. Like I said, different distances for you to choose from. Now, no e-bike festival would be complete without an expo area. And here in Verbier, we've got over 1 kilometer of different brands, bikes and products. It's crazy. Well, judging by all these empty racks, the High Bike Fly-On is clearly a very popular bike. Of course, we already know this. So here is the Fly-On. Now, High Bike actually take guided tours out throughout the day. There's 4 guided tours through the day. You're going to pre-book, but no cost for it. So it's pretty cool. And you get out and you go and sample some of the incredible trails around the mountains here in Verbier, and they'll tell you all about how the bike operates. They'll tell you about sizing, pretty much everything you need to know about this bike and indeed any other high bike. Wow! Oh my God! Now remember, this is actually Verbier E-Bike Festival, not E-Mountain Bike Festival. This is the specialised Creo gravel, and there's actually a route around Verbier where you can take this bike. Now it's rumoured actually that the Tour de France riders actually used these bikes on their rest day, and this is a guy called Maz who's on Tour de France. So what about it? Well, it's got a 320 watt battery in the down tube, 35 Newton meters of torque from that motor, which is 240 watts. 38mm tyres, 20mm suspension actually in the front there. Look at that, madness. Flared bars, but get this, you can actually get an extra 160 watt hours from that little battery pack, which goes in there and weighs in about 1.8 kilograms. Brilliant. Brandon, I got my flat pedals. I'll see you later. Now, it's not all serious mountain biking. Look, I know I've got a burger and chips in front of me, but that comes out of need from a 3-day Tour de Mont Blanc. Now, there is actually a Tour de Gourmand here at Verbier E-Bike Festival, which takes in some of the culture and gastronomy of the Valais and Val de Ban area. It's a 5-stop trip, and you rent a bike and you simply go and take in all the trails. You go and try in some wine, some cheese, some meats of the area. So it's actually one thing I really would like to have done, but I decided to do the Tour de Mont Blanc instead, and hence, like I said, the burger and chips. Not bad, man. Well, it's clear that people of all shapes and sizes and abilities ride e-mountain bikes. Prior to the e-bike festival here in Verbier, it was actually the Tour de Mont Blanc, which was actually organised by Verbier E-Bike Festival as well. It was 3 days, 350 kilometres, 40,000 feet of climbing, 60,000 feet of descending. It was a massive, massive trip. I did it with a friend at Specialized, because Chris pulled out because he had a virus last minute, unfortunately. Now, you're probably wondering why there's a bottle in here. Well, this bike actually belongs to Olympic gold medalist in cross country, Christophe Souza, who came second in the Tour de Mont Blanc. And speaking to him later, he said it's probably one of the hardest events he's ever done on any mountain bike discipline. So that shows you that e-biking isn't actually just for lazy people. It can be for some really super fit athletes too. Now, we often get asked how to clean your e-mountain bike. I think possibly that 25 bar is maybe a little bit too much. But check out this really neat little system here from Karcher. Ooh, might have broken it. Oh dear, I've broken it, but it's vibrating. But it's got all the bits in there, it's got all the nozzles and everything. You can stick this in the back of your car. It's 5 bars, like I said. Put those there. And I think it's probably just enough for an e-mountain bike. It's still pretty powerful, but you can fill up that there, and the battery will actually take 9 fills of that container. You can also plug into your car as well. Really neat. Obviously, the battery is a key part of the e-mountain bike. And one aspect of e-mountain bikes you might want to check out if you come to a festival is whether you want to go for an internal or an external battery. Now, the cool thing with these is it's 500 watt hours, and you can easily fit these into your backpack. There's actually a video which we did Summit to Sea with Fabian Burrell, which I'll leave in the link down below. But yeah, like I said, come to the festival, have a look, feel the batteries, and check out which one's for you. Now, one opportunity you need to take advantage of if you come to an e-bike festival is to try, obviously, all the different bikes. But not just the bikes, also the different amount of travel. Now, the rope wheel here comes in 140, 150 or 170 mil travel. But it's things like having a look at the bikes, but touching it and just getting that feel for, you know, is that bike for you or is it not? Another thing is to test out the different sizes as well. So this particular bike comes in small, medium, large and extra large. There you go. Now, not only do you get to try the different bikes with the different amounts of suspension travel and the different sizes, different colors, you also get a chance to ride different motors from such companies as Bros, from Shimano, Yamaha, TQ, and of course, the hot news, which is the new 4th generation Bosch motor. Lighter, smaller, and no resistance past 25 kilometers an hour. So you've got your e-mountain bike, what next? Well, how about a trip from Chamonix to Zermatt, an iconic tour? It's a 7-day, 8-night trip. It costs €2,500 for the 7-day trip, or actually you can do a half-week trip, which is $1,500. It includes everything, including accommodation. You do have to have a certain level of experience to do it, but you're looking at between 35 to 45 kilometers today, 2,000 meters of climbing, and they're on sort of dirt tracks, so it's not anything too complex, right?
No,
Yeah.
It's accessible for the people.
Yeah. So, yeah, sounds like an amazing trip to go on. Rossignon, famous French ski brand. I think this sums up Verbier E-Bike Festival. A load of bikes just out on the trails, leaving these empty stands. Brilliant! Now, some of you probably be asking the question, okay, there's Verbier E-Bike Festival, what about outside the festival? Well, actually, there's loads of e-bike rental places here in Verbier. Backside is one of them. Actually, kind of most of their fleet are now e-bikes. And unsurprisingly, all the other bikes are sat here being unused. It says it all. Do you know what? I've only got one regret from Verbier E-Bike Festival, and that is I didn't go on the food tour and have some wine, cheese, and some saucisson. But then again, I can come back next year. This event, it's got it all. It's got the hardest e-bike race in the world, the Tour de Mont Blanc. It's got guided rides, it's got enduro races, it's got waymarked trails, and of course, it's got all those e-bikes to go and try out. So if you're in the market for an e-bike, or in fact, if you're gonna go and buy a new e-bike, this is definitely one place you should go to. So any questions on e-mountain bikes or e-mountain bike festivals, let us know in the comments below. If you want to check out what e-mountain bikes can do, have a look at these 2 videos down by here. I'm definitely going to come back to Verbier E-Bike Festival. For now, I'm going to bed, so give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to EMBN to see more videos. I'm going. See you later.